very warm welcome, everybody, to the drivers' press conference ahead of the FIA Formula One Austrian Grand Prix. The usual two groups coming your way. Group 1, left to right, Isack Hadjar, Oscar Piastri and Pierre Gasly. A very warm welcome to you all. Pierre, you've got your P3 trophy from Monaco. How sweet does that feel?
Yeah, very happy.
Anything more you want to add? Just tell us how you got it.
Looks good in my home. It looks good in the cabinet, and no, I'm obviously happy to get it back. It's been a long story, bit of a wait, not much celebration. So if you have any suggestion, of celebrations for the summer, more than welcome. And yeah, very happy about it.
Okay, Isack, can we bring you in on this? Get your thoughts on giving up the trophy.
It's been 3 weeks now, so yeah, I'm happy that I have to give it to Pierre at least, to give it to my friend, and not someone else. So at least that's the good part, let's say.
And Oscar, you were pretty strong on the whole thing in Barcelona. Anything more you want to add on the topic?
I mean, not really. I've kind of said what I wanted to say, and obviously we're appealing it. I think it's nothing against Pierre or Alpine. It's more just that if we had have known that certain things had have played out the way they did, we would have made different decisions in the race, which we don't really think is correct. So yeah, we'll see what happens out of it, but I don't have anything more to add.
All right. Well, Oscar, let's stay with you. And can we talk about the MCL 40? You didn't look too comfortable last time out in Barcelona. Do you have reasons to be bullish about the car here? A track at which McLaren has got a pretty good record.
I think on a personal level, yes, I've got a good understanding. We've done a lot of homework as to why the race in Barcelona was such a struggle for me. And I think we've got a good idea why and a good plan on how to not repeat that. I think for us as a team here, Ferrari took a good step forward in Barcelona. Mercedes is still the benchmark as well. And I'm hearing along the grapevine that Red Bull have got some big things as well. So it's not going to be easy for us. Yes, it has been a good track for us in the past, but there's no illusion for us that we're suddenly going to be amazing here and the team to beat. We're definitely not going to be. So, yeah, hopefully we can get close and kind of be in the position that we have been in at certain points where we can capitalize on dramas for others. But yeah, I think to be able to do it on merit or pure pace is going to be a bit of a stretch. But I'd like to be happily surprised.
All right, Oscar, thank you for that. Pierre, let's come back to you. This is the best start to a season you've ever had. Just how much potential does this car have?
Well, yeah, I must say the team so far has done a good job in terms of reliability. They've really been faultless so far. I think the car performance we've seen from the start of the year, we seem to be able to fight in the points pretty much consistently every weekend. Edge the midfield, it's kind of swinging, one way or another, depending the weekend, depending the track. Sometimes we were a bit closer to the top 4 at the start of the year. Now we kind of dropped slightly. The last few weekends been slightly more complicated, but we're still there and we've been very consistent. So, yeah, happy on one side. On the other side, I like to see us, catching the train ahead of us a little bit more, and hopefully that's what we'll be able to do in the coming weekends.
All right, thank you for that. And Isack, back to you. Oscar's alluded to the upgrades that you're running on the RB22 here. What are your hopes for the weekend?
Well, I mean, clearly we've been the 4th strongest team so far, and on pure pace, being on the podium would be I think, a really good step forward.
Okay, thank you for that. Let's now open this to the floor. We will start with the broadcasters. Who's first, please?
David Croft, Sky Sports F1. It's a question to all three of you. And Pierre, it's great to see you with the trophy on Monday. But it's not the end of the story, as Oscar alluded. McLaren, Red Bull, that they are appealing the results of your appeal. Setting aside your own personal interests here, what would you like to see for the good of the sport come out of the results of the Red Bull and McLaren appeal, so that learnings can be taken forward for the future, so we don't have a situation like we had in Monaco again?
Pierre, let's start with you.
All right. I don't know how much time we got here, but it's difficult to be, well, I don't want to be too long. I think for the good of the sport, we don't want to see what happened again in the future. There was a mistake, down during that weekend, and I think it's important we all learn from it. And at the same time, I think that's what I've said the other time. If a mistake was done and can be corrected, because it's been unfairly given for no wrongdoing. So in that case, in our situation, if you have a chance to correct it, I think it's the right thing as a sport to do it. And I must say I was very pleased by the actions and the sort of outcome of the decision post-race. But obviously from McLaren, Oscar, I think George situation, I completely understand that for their own performance, I've got nothing to do with their results, but they probably feel some sort of injustice from what's been done to them. But that has nothing to do with Alpine or our own race, and I think that's something they need to sort out on their side. But I do think if you can correct a mistake which was done, is the right way of approaching it, to come back on it, and that's what I like to see in the future. Obviously, we don't see this situation, but if eventually a mistake is done, I think it's the right way to correct it. Yeah.
I think the most obvious one is make sure the pit lane's measured correctly. That's a good starting point, obviously. I think what is difficult in that situation is, Alpine, question the penalty. I think everybody questioned the penalties. I've never seen a race like that where there's so many pit lane speeding penalties, and in my case specifically, like I knew I wasn't speeding either. But the kind of approach is always, well, you have the penalty, you can't really argue with it in a lot of cases. Which I think in 99% of things is a good thing. And I think anytime a team or a driver feels that a penalty is potentially wrong, or they have a chance of changing it, you go through this whole saga where we still don't officially know the results of the race a month later. Which I think is the biggest thing. I kind of agree with Pierre's point that if there's something that can be corrected, then I can definitely see why it can be, but it also sets a bit of a tricky precedent, because you could just end up with everybody not serving their penalties and then arguing about it for weeks after, which is not what anyone wants to see. So, a difficult situation with two sides to it, I guess, or probably even more.
Isa?
Yeah, nothing to add.
Okay, let's move on. Next one, please.
Mara San Giorgio, Sky Sport F1 Italy. A question to Oscar. Oscar, you were talking about the difficulties of Barcelona, but how do you feel about your first part of the season in terms of results and feeling with your car?
Very up and down, clearly. I think probably a bit more down than it has been up, unfortunately. I think there's been glimpses of good pace. I think there's been races where we've taken advantage of the situations around us and maximised things. there's definitely been situations where we haven't, whether it be through mistakes from drivers, whether it be reliability issues, whatever it might be. There's also been plenty of those moments. I think for us as a team, we know that we're lacking performance, and I think Canada in the race and especially Monaco kind of highlighted where some of our struggles lie, which we're trying to fix. But we have a bit of a deficit everywhere. We don't really have any clear strengths where we're really strong, but we're not kind of terribly bad anywhere either. So in some ways that's good, in some ways that's bad. But yeah, to catch Mercedes and we'll see whether Ferrari maintain their form as well. We need to put some new bits on the car. We need to make it faster, and we need to do it quicker than everyone else, because at this point in the year and this point of the regs, everybody's coming with upgrades quickly. So we know we need to improve.
On a personal level, are you still paying the price for not doing those opening 2 races?
No, I don't think so. I think Japan to come back out and finish second there was a really good result. I think there's been some different struggles in the last couple of races, and Barcelona in particular, I think I've got a pretty good idea of what I would do differently if I was to have that race again. But I don't think it's really paying the price anymore for lack of experience. Things are quite different to last year in a number of different ways, but it's up to me to be able to adapt to that. And I think in certain situations I have adapted very quickly. In others, I haven't adapted as quickly as I need to. So still plenty of learning.
Okay, thank you for that. Next, please.
Andreas Gruber, Servus TV. I have a question to Pierre, who we all know is an avid football fan, a part owner of a football club, and we saw you celebrating the Champions League win of PSG. As we all know, tomorrow there's a big game on for France at the World Cup, 9 o'clock. Question, is that in your daily schedule? Are you going to be able to watch it? And if so, do you have an idea what kind of game we can expect from Le Bleu?
Yes, it is in my schedule. Once I've obviously finished and figured out what I want to do with my car. But definitely going to watch the game. And I love football. I think we have an incredible team, incredible players. And I watch a lot of football, obviously support my team. Isaac, you're welcome to come in the hospitality if you want to watch as well. And they are just insane. Like the players, we've got the quality. It's just it's a 90-minute show every time, and I enjoy a lot in front of the TV.
Isaac, will you take up Pierre's offer?
Is it at 9 p.m.? I'll think about it. Why not?